Tonight, from Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, it's the NFC Divisional Round Playoffs on EA Sports.
Who will punch the fourth and final ticket to the conference championship round? We'll know soon enough as we are underway here on a January afternoon. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be led out by a former Florida Gator at quarterback Kyle Trask. A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. From the 30 on second down. Trask. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Less than a minute to go here in a scoreless first quarter to this point. A first down throw for Trask. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job.
Oh, Fournette loses it. It's out. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen, his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
And he and his team, they were the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up, so he could use the rest, and I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell, 43 yards. And the Eagles are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Things could just not have started any better for them. They get the turnover, the football right away, able to capitalize on offense for 6.
And we're talking about setting a tone in any game, right? The first points of a ball game. How about during the playoffs? Vitally important, and they've done that in this one.
And now a 2-point conversion attempt forthcoming. They'll look to throw. That's caught at the 2. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is. I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
1 quarter down, 8-0 the score. On third down, Trask They'll swing this out to Fournette. And, oh, my goodness, he loses it again. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. And CD, that's the second time this half they've put it on the carpet. Now, the first one they lost. Good news here, it doesn't cost them.
They do say that things even out in the course of able to retain possession, but they can't get into this habit. The ball can't continue to go on the ground.
Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And out will come the offense as they take over. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice. It all came together, but I'll bet you it got galvanized.
Open man, he's got him. That's Smith for the Philadelphia touchdown. Devontae Smith, 58 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly for 6. Parkey with the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. A short kick taken at the 18. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Back now comes Tampa Bay. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Working out of the gun. Here's Trask. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there. Tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
To throw again on 2nd down. Trask. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Trask from the gun on 3rd down. That's caught by Howard. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And problems spreading to the punt team now. The Eagles going to get one final possession in this first half. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Forced out to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. A leap, and he's got it. He got it. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop. Field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith as the first half is winding down. And the Eagles continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Parkey adds the extra point, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession as they go to work with 12 seconds on the clock. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start by heading out west, State Farm Stadium in Glendale, where you see the final score there. Kirk Cousins, terrific in the air with over 400 passing yards there. Meanwhile, in our game, we're set up for a terrific second half. So to find out who will advance to the NFC title game, let's send it back out to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And this is good. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the pass.
And this is caught inside the 5. And finally out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4. A big play there for Philly.
So I think it's about time I took my eyes off of the secondary or the guys with the football. How about the offensive line on that snap? They took care of business.
Absolutely, and when he can stay in the pocket like that, you're going to get big plays like we just saw. This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Kenneth Gainwell, his second touchdown of the night. And the Eagles come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
Apparently the week off hasn't hurt him one bit. 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season. Got his first touchdown here in the playoffs. Perhaps the week off energized him.
A great article in the paper this morning basically saying that they would not have won the division without him, and he's not their only piece, but I think that's a fair statement.
It's easy to say it this way. He's their main cog.
Now Parkey for the extra point. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
I know they're not asking me, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. I think it's time to erase that play from the call sheet. I guess they figure with the big lead they can experiment a little bit. But all in all, just go ahead and put that play on ice.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would, and his assistant coaches, getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Trask now looks to throw on first down. Miller on the catch over the middle. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
One quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Trask on first down. Slant route to Miller. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Finding Miller once more, complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 23. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. First down, Trask. Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Eagles. And the return will stop right around the 25.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through, and that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. The 71 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Gainwell. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let them get to the second level because sometimes you're deeper into the secondary.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. From the 36, Hurts. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. He wants it all for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down. And Parkey's kick is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time it forced him to taking the 3.
But you didn't mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. They knew this would be tough on the road divisional round, and that has certainly been the case with the deficit they face in this 4th quarter. On 1st and 10, Trask. He's got the hook up to Miller. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Throwing. Trask. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. From the gun, Trask. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. Fielded just inside the 20. Nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And the offense will take over at the line. This Philly offense set to go. And it would appear that that first-round bye certainly helped. They've looked fresh from the start and no letdown here as they lead big in this divisional round, and they look to book a spot in the conference championship. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. On 2nd down, Gainwell looking for space. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. And the Eagles season will continue at least one more week.